What up? Welcome back to Backwoods Torque. Today we're starting the sport swap on the 3rd gen. We've got the new rear bumper. We've got the big cowl hood. We've got the new sport cover for the front bumper. We've got a box of door handles and the new tailgate latch as well. We've got a new grill. And then way tucked back over there are the new side mirrors. So we are all loaded up, ready to hit the painter. Let's go.
And this is the step pad for the rear bumper.
Yeah, that's a step pad.
So everything red, just the mirror body black.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Solid.
Oh, and the grill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that. Alrighty.
3 days later.
You know, 2 months ago when I picked up this truck, if I left it the way it was, it would look great. However, making it that little more modern, more sporty look with all of the paint match parts is something that I definitely was really excited to get done. Let's take one last look at the way this truck looked before I started taking all the parts off and putting on our fresh paint matched new parts onto the truck. Let's take one last look. So I started with removing the front door panel. That way I could access both the side mirrors and the door handles at the same time. Removing these door panels is very easy. I had to do it with the speakers as well, so I was familiar with it. You've just got to remove 4 screws for the front one and then a T40 Torx head to remove that door handle. Then you lift the door panel off. Make sure you remove the wiring harness so that way you're not ripping any of the wires out. Taking off the side mirrors, very easy as well. You've got 3 nuts that you've got to pull off. I believe they're 10mm nuts. And then you just got to yank that side mirror out of its seating and then put the new one in. Reattach 3 nuts to that side mirror to lock it down into place. And you'll want to remember to reconnect that wiring harness so you do have that functionality before you put the door panel back on. After completing the side mirror, I started taking off the door handle. That's just 2 8mm bolts that you have to pull off. You do have a plastic clip that you've got to keep an eye out for. Make sure you are putting that new plastic clip onto the actual rod that makes the door handle functional. If you forget to do that clip, your door handle is not going to open up. Putting everything back together is just doing everything in reverse, those 4 bolts, and then finishing with the Torx screw to put the door handle back on, and then you can move on to the other side. Moving on to the back doors, they're actually even easier than the front. You've only got 1 screw and then the Torx head to remove the door handle. You need to peel back the plastic. You need to be careful removing these nuts. They do have a tendency to want to drop down. I use grease, that way they would stick to the socket better. When you remove that old door handle, you want to make sure that you clean behind it. Anytime you're removing a part off an old truck like this, you want to make sure you're cleaning behind it because that's your one opportunity to do so. And then you're going to put the door panels back on for the back as well. Next up was removing the upper and lower valences from the front bumper. The upper valence is relatively easy to take off. You don't need any of the little black plastic clips holding it on, so take them off by any means necessary. I used some trim removal tools. Removing the lower valence was a little bit more time consuming. It does have several nuts that you need to remove. There's several of them that are fairly easy to reach, but then there's two of them that are a little bit harder, one on each side. What I found was the easiest was removing the little bezel for where fog lights can go. It still was time consuming, very tight space to get it removed. Once you get both of those, then you can add the sport cover. And I enlisted my wife for some help to get that sport cover on. It is a little bit easier with two people to pull it nice and tight over the edges. Once you get it seated properly, there's just two little screws. You just reattach those. And then inserting the black step pad, you just hammer that in with your hand, push on all the pins, and then get that in there nice and tight. So that way you have that black step pad in. Moving on to the rear bumper, the first thing that you'll want to do is take off your license plate, and then you have a little spring clip behind the license plate lights. You can pull those out, pull the trailer wiring harness out. That uses 4 Torx screws. Then you've got to remove the actual bolts that are holding this bumper on. You've got 2 that are behind the license plate, and then there's 2 that are just to either side of the license plate. And then what you'll find is you've got brackets that are actually holding the bumper on. Now this is where I ran into some trouble. The brackets were stuck to the old bumper. I could not get these brackets off. You can see in this, they use carriage bolts and a nut, and when you spin that nut, it just spins, and I was unable to get it off. I was able to get 3 or 4 of them off, but not all of them because they were so badly rusted. I checked the Mopar Parts Giant website. They wanted like $600 for the brackets and all of the hardware, but luckily I found on Facebook Marketplace a brand new bumper with the brackets, with all of the hardware that I needed to complete this. I was able to get that for $300, and then I'll be able to sell the bumper here as well. So save some money and was able to get it done the same day instead of waiting for an order to come in. And then putting the rear bumper on, just doing everything in reverse, reattaching all of those bolts. I was able to do it myself. You do have 2 little pins that help you align. So if you can just get those done first, then putting the bolts in is very easy to accomplish. And then you're going to insert your rear step pad, push down on all the clips to make sure that they're going in. Now I saved the hood for last because I knew I would need some additional help. Just logistically getting that hood removed is a little bit harder. You've got that large size and there is some weight to it. So my father-in-law Ron came over and helped me remove the old hood. You have 2 bolts on either side attached to a bracket. You just want to remove those 2 bolts, and then you have your 2 shocks. Lifting it up, it's as easy as popping it out with a screwdriver and then just unattaching it. And then you're going to put the new hood on, reattach those bolts, reattach those shocks. For the new grill, we reused the bracket from the old one, cleaned it off real good, saved all the hardware, and then was able to attach this to the new hood. It's just take it all apart and put it all back together essentially. A couple different size bolts, some 8mm, some 10mm, but just taking it off the old one and putting it back on the new one exactly the way that it looked before. We did run into a little bit of alignment issue with the hood. Once you've got it on, there's a little bit of adjusting that you need to do. We had to raise latch that's mounted to it to get it to seat properly. Here you see me putting on the new badging for the front. This is a Cummins logo badge from Billet Badges. It is full aluminum, no plastic, so I'm really stoked to put that on. So it took me about a week to put all of the different parts on, but I finally got it complete. Really excited to show all of you guys what this truck looks like after installing all the new paint match parts. This new look really brings this truck into the modern era. Having all of the chrome removed just really makes this truck pop. That red is so unique. That look of that hood makes it look so tough up front, and the black badging in the front really makes everything look cohesive. Look at how well the painter did to actually match this paint, from the front grille, the new sport cover on the front bumper, all of the door handles, the side mirrors. Leaving the black on the arm of the mirrors, I think really helps tie everything together. So now obviously the bezel for the fog lights could not be reinstalled. This sets me up for adding some fog lights, since the truck did not originally have any fog lights. Now you will see that we still have the chrome badging on the side. I will be making a new video that is simply just a debadging video, where I'll remove that and add the black badging that I purchased. What a transition. Again, I absolutely love the way this truck is coming together. The new paint match parts look phenomenal on the truck. I think it looks so incredibly great. I could not be happier with the way that everything turned out. So obviously we've got the badging coming up, so you guys will see a video soon of me removing that existing badging. Also coming up, you know, hey, basically the whole exterior of the front end is brand new at this point. We've got a new hood, new grille, new bumper. I kind of need to get some new headlights, right? Obviously we've got the hole now where the fog light bezel was that we need to fill with some headlights, and I think I'd love to get a light bar in the middle of the tow hooks as well, to make sure that we're filling it out. You know, with the hunting videos, if you guys have watched highway hunts, you know, driving this truck up there in the dark, you know, before sunrise, getting out to the hunting spot, those headlights that are on there are extremely dim. So stay tuned, like this video, subscribe to Backwoods Torque. Thanks for watching.